Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Lou Chat podcast, where I'm back. I'm back. I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. Um, and today I am joined by joined. I'm joined. Got to keep that in. I'm joined by Fawn. Uh, please introduce yourself, Fawn.
Hi, I'm Fawn, and I think that intro is great. It's a very iconic intro.
Oh hell yeah,
I am a songwriter. Um, I like to say on the internet very cringily that I am an aspiring pop star, but mostly I just spend too much time on my computer. So yeah,
that's fair. In this day and age, I think we all spend rather a long time on our computers, as
yeah, yeah.
a certain named disease runs rampant through the entire planet. But
If we didn't have computers when that panorama did come out, I don't know what we would do. Read
exactly,
books?
read books, knit, pick berries off trees.
Ew.
Yeah, terrible, isn't it? So this is actually your first interview, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it is. I am honestly like a very shy person.
Yes.
Um, if you, I mean, Lou would know, but like all the servers that I'm in, I just lurk. I don't really say much, but I do
Yeah.
tweet a lot, so that's an
Oh
interesting
yeah.
thing about me.
Twitter's the place to be. It's one of my favorite social medias.
I like Twitter. I used to like for years and years and years. I never wanted to make a Twitter because I thought it would be like lame. But I think I joined in like September of 2019, and I have to say it's like my favorite social media platform.
Yeah. It's back in the day, like 2013, 2014, I was like, I'm never gonna know how to use this social media. It's so complicated. But now I'm like, yeah, this is easy. This is, yeah, I understand this now. um,
I'm still pretty inept at social media. I just post and hope that I'm doing it right.
but hope the tweet gets like over 2 likes. Then you know it's good.
Yeah.
Um, so what exactly got you into making music, being a vocalist, etc.?
Well, I mean, I've been singing since I was little. Like I grew up. I'm half Korean, so I grew up
Yeah.
with a lot of Korean family, and one thing that they like to do when like all the families over is like have the kids show off their talent, and like I was the kid that they would fire up the karaoke machine and make sing.
Yeah.
And being shy, that was pretty traumatizing, but like even since I can remember when my mom used to like clean the house, she would be playing like Madonna and Cher, and I would not
Mm.
be helping cleaning, but I'd be sitting in the living room like singing along. Um Throughout school, I did a lot of like chorus and choir and stuff. And I don't
Yeah.
know, I grew up mostly an only child until about like 13, 14.
Mm.
And my mother was also a single mother. So I spent a lot of time like alone. And I feel like music was definitely like a form of escapism for me.
Yeah.
And it's kind of pretty therapeutic for me. So I think it just naturally became like a hobby of mine that I find comfort in. So I decided to like take it seriously. Whenever I do certain project stuff, I try to take it seriously because I realize it's one thing that really matters to me. So yeah.
Did you spend any time growing up in Korea? Was it Did you spend all your time growing up in the United States?
Well, my family is actually like all of my family except for me is military. I
Okay.
like to say that obviously I wouldn't join the military, but then they repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell, so now I can't make that joke anymore. But they did live in Korea for a while, and I would visit them a lot. It's one of my favorite countries, but I've lived in Germany
Wow.
and been to Korea. So yeah.
How was Germany? I've always wanted to go to Germany, but never been there.
It gosh, if I could live there now, I would. Everything, I mean, obviously I look back on it with a lot of good memories,
Yeah.
but it's a really great country. It's beautiful. I love their infrastructure. I love the weather there. I love cold weather, so yeah, it's really nice.
yeah, Central Europe definitely has a certain beauty to it. Like, I love Switzerland. I've been there like twice, and
Yeah,
so
if I
so
won the
beautiful.
lottery, if I won the lottery, I would like make a hobbit hole in Central Europe somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the place to be. Honestly, I want to retire there someday, but
Yeah.
who knows? Um, let's talk about your work with Vantage, as he's blown up recently, and that's an understatement. Um, and you featured heavily on Aloha Island. What was it like to work with him on that?
It's really crazy because when I decided to actually start committing to posting music, like when I think every person who makes content has always wanted to do stuff and they just kind of jump into it. So what I did was I made like a EP while I was in college and it's trash. It's still on SoundCloud because it gets likes and I'll look at it and just be like, "Oh, hey, I feel great about myself."
Yeah,
But um what I did was I made that EP and I kind of just like looked around SoundCloud at the time because at that time SoundCloud was a lot more popular. And it's honestly where I discovered future funk and vaporwave.
yeah,
And Vantage was doing a lot of that stuff at that time. And what I literally did was find people's tracks that I liked that had headroom for a vocalist,
yeah,
and I would just write stuff. And I wrote on one song and he really liked it and he was like, "Hey, I need a vocalist for this project." And I just started writing for it and then one thing led to another and those songs got pretty big.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. They have quite a lot of streams on Spotify for when I looked. Um,
yeah, they do.
and do you have any other favorite collaborations of yours?
I mean, I am I always talk about it, but I feel very lucky to be able to work with a lot of like really talented people that I feel like um I don't know, it's just a matter of time before more people notice them, but, Vantage was a really cool one. Obviously, I loved working with Tokyo Wanderer. Nuno is, like,
Yeah, yeah,
a really good friend of mine. Um, Me being so shy, he's, like, I don't know, one of the main people who, like, reach out a lot because 'cause I'm so bad at starting
yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
Working with Mir was really great.
That was
I've made some of, like, my favorite songs with him. Um,
the Red Bull one. I
but
forgot what it's called. Uh,
yeah.
that's one of my favorites actually.
I'm sorry, I have to, like, actually look at my playlist because
We all
sometimes I, like,
forget.
make
We all
so many
forget
songs.
sometimes.
Um, Ducat, I really loved making Sugar Rush with him.
Yeah,
That one was fun. Aiden Chick, I made a song called Childhood with him, but I don't know what he's up to. That song is, disappeared from rotation, so
it's fallen off the face of the earth.
yeah, that's a
We might
rare
have to
PHAUN NFT.
talk to him about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you would like to collaborate with in the future?
I did get the opportunity. I feel like I might be spilling some secrets, but I did get the opportunity to work with Dr. Plechter
Yeah.
a while back, and we made a really cool song called Wasteland.
Okay.
And I loved that song, but I don't think he was vibing with it, or maybe he just didn't want to mix it anymore.
Um,
And
I don't know. I think didn't he has like a SoundCloud thing with us all the songs he's working on that are unfinished. It's like one
yeah,
mix. It might be on one of those. But I don't know.
I do. I look at them and I'm like, well, I wonder if Wasteland's gonna be on there, but it's not. So maybe if I like speak it out into this podcast, I'll manifest it into being published.
Speaking of
Um,
Dr. Pletter, he's gonna play a part in the next another bit of this interview. But yeah,
oh,
what do you think
okay.
about Felix?
I mean, I we haven't really like had like a full on
Okay,
conversation.
yeah.
He's just like, I think he's pretty chill. Every time he does reach out, he's like, "Hey, can you do this?" and I'll do it, and he'll be like, "Cool," and
Yeah, he's like that. He's
yeah.
like so like because he's very, I don't know how to put it. He's like, I don't know. He seems very like um oh fuck, I don't know. I don't even know how to say it, but he's very nice. You think he's like quite intimidating, but he's actually very nice. You know, he's not.
Yeah.
He's like a cuddly giant type person.
He's very to the point, which I
Yeah,
appreciate. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm the same way, so
same. I'm also a Capricorn.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my
See,
god.
that's why we've always silently vibed with each other.
True. Have you had your birthday yet?
Yes, it
Yes.
was December 30th.
Oh hell yeah. I haven't had
I have a
mine yet.
secret birthday.
I'm not gonna say mine out loud because I don't want people to know. But yeah,
Oh.
mine is soon.
Okay.
Um, I'll speak about it in private. You working on anything music related now, or
I am. I've been working on something for a minute.
yes,
Like, I talked to Ryan Lucht,
mm,
uh, FKA Camino 84, a while back about this, but
yeah,
like making a project is you think it's a cool idea and then you start it and it just becomes a really long-ended thing. But since like November of what's we're in 2022, right?
yes, it's just
November of
2022.
2020.
God,
November of 2020, I actually started writing something,
yeah,
like an EP, and I'm finally to the point where I'm finishing up like 5 tracks, and yeah, hopefully I can get it to a point where I can give it to someone to mix and master, and I'm
nice,
hoping to get something out by spring or summer.
nice. With people I've got something to look forward to, man.
Yeah, I hope
Something
I
good
hope
in
I do well.
2022. um, let's talk about video games. Um,
Okay.
you like Final Fantasy 14, don't you?
I don't know if you can tell, but that's what I'm always playing on Discord, so yeah.
How long have you been playing that for?
Okay, well, I started playing 14. I call it 14, like that's how deep I am. Final
Yeah,
Fantasy 14. I started playing it when like the 2.0 patch came out, so like
yeah.
literally almost 10 years ago.
Wow,
Fell out of it and then started again a couple years later. So I've been playing it nonstop for maybe like 6 years.
wow.
Gosh.
That's mad. You're playing it for like 6 years straight. I don't think I've ever played a video game for like 6 years straight. Like...
I do play other things though, but yeah.
have you played Endwalker? I assume you have played Endwalker.
Yeah, I cried, I laughed, you know, it's crazy because like Final Fantasy 14 is a certain experience that is so fun and so engaging, but it's also extremely niche. So
Yeah,
like there's people out there who have no idea what is going on, but if like I could describe it, it's like it's almost like a television series that comes out every 2 years, like a new season comes
yeah.
out every 2 years, and it's also got really great just like combat and systems in the game that are really engaging from like a video game standpoint. So,
Yeah, I tried Final Fantasy 14 2020, like beginning of 2020, because lockdown happened in the UK. I was like,
mm,
I need to find something to play, so I played the award-winning Final Fantasy 14 free trial that includes the two expansions. That's like a big meme. Everyone
yeah,
says that. You can't even actually sign up for a free trial as of now, I think, because so many people were trying to play
yeah,
Endwalker and all that. But I tried it. It was all right, but I'm a World of Warcraft person. I grew up playing World of Warcraft. Um,
yeah. It's the main drawback. Like anytime I would recommend the game to people, I would say like really take the time to get through the base game because the end of the game is so much different than the beginning because
mm,
it's they made the beginning of the game like 10 years ago.
yeah,
And since then they've like built on top of the engine, they have different designers and programmers. And that's like the main drawback. Like a lot of people play it and it's like dense. Like you can't
Yeah.
skip all the cut scenes and stuff like that. So
Yeah, the MSQ is long as hell. Like, I remember slogging through that, and I was kind of just like,
yeah.
"Where's the good part? Where's the Well, it was good. Like, I did enjoy it, but I think to a certain point, I was kind of like, I miss WoW. Have you played any other MMOs besides Final Fantasy?
Dude, like I said, I grew up an only child by
Yeah,
myself. I spent probably all of middle school and high school just playing MMOs
yeah,
because I didn't have a lot of money, and during that time when World of Warcraft like really blew up, a lot of free to play MMOs were coming out,
mm.
and that's like what I spent a lot of my time doing.
Are
So
there
yeah, I've
any that
played
come to mind? Like
Maple Story is
Maple Story.
probably
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know if a lot of people have heard of it, but
I know of it.
it's like
Yeah,
it's a cute little like Korean
it's
2D
yeah,
pixel
it's 2D,
game.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I I've been trying like go through a load of MMOs at the moment, is because of everything that's happened with like Blizzard, like and all with like World of Warcraft and that. I'm kind of just like I don't know if I can support them anymore. You know?
Yeah. That's pretty wild. Like I try to put myself in the shoes of the people who are working there going through that, and it's just it's it's absurd. Like it's
Yeah.
insane to think about how like almost viciously inappropriate those stories are.
Yeah, it's fucked, isn't it? It's like
It's like more than just somebody being like making a bad joke. It's like an entire culture. Like, oh gosh, I don't think I could
yeah, a lot of people
sit there.
held Blizzard up to that high regard. Like it was like they were up there with like Nintendo and like Valve, but obviously, um, you don't know what's happening inside at the companies, and it tarnishes it. So yeah, it sucks. But I've tried a bunch of MMOs like Black Desert. Black Desert sucked. I couldn't get into it.
Desert does suck. I don't know what people are talking about. I don't like that game.
No, it's shit. Um, it's just it's a lot of MMOs like that they're trying to get your money, like and it's like in
Yeah.
your face and just like stop. Okay, if I like the game, I'll give you money, but not right now. I'm trying to see if I like the game, and they push it onto you, and
Yeah.
it's kind of just like I can't deal with that. Like I'm not gonna play it anymore. Um,
That's one thing about the genre that I would have critiques of is there's too many games that are so focused on making profit that they forget to make an engaging game first.
yeah, I think most free MMOs I've tried they're always like pushing you to subscribe to their subscription or buy
Yeah.
a DLC and shit. Hopefully Blizzard sorted the fuck out and maybe I might go back to WoW, but as it
Did you
stands,
ever did you ever play Overwatch?
no, I did not play Overwatch. No,
Okay.
did
Well,
you play
the thing
Overwatch?
is yeah, I never really got into a lot of Blizzard games, not because I've had any opinions about Blizzard. I just never had the chance to.
Yeah,
But Overwatch was so good when it first came out. And one thing I learned about Blizzard as a company is like a lot of companies do this, but I Blizzard does it. It's they almost like I feel like they don't really treat their customers with respect. Like
yeah,
they I understand a company wanting to make money, right? And like when you're at that level, you have a lot of people who have stake in your company, but it's weird because Overwatch as an intellectual property was really cool, like as a sci-fi idea. I could see them doing so much with it.
mm,
And it's almost like once they started making money with it, they just didn't care what happened to it.
yeah,
They
yeah.
just it just makes me sad because like that world was so cool and they just kind of threw it to the wayside.
There's like a whole video about it. So I watched it and it's like how it died. It's like it's crazy to see
Oh,
how huge it was and how it
I'd love to.
fell. I'll link it to you
You got to
after
send me
this.
that link
Yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah. Did you know it was meant to be an MMO, Overwatch?
I think like early on in development, right?
Yeah. It was like this
Yeah.
weird like Sims MMO where you in the daytime you do like MMO stuff, and then in the nighttime you do like first person shooter stuff. It's an
Oh, that's
interesting
cool.
concept, but obviously it didn't catch on, and they just did Overwatch. Well, they made a lot of fuckload of money out of Overwatch, so I wouldn't say it
Oh,
was a
yeah, they
failure.
did.
But it would have been interesting to see that as a concept. Um, yeah, Overwatch, R.I.P. Not,
Rest in peace,
yeah,
really.
exactly. R.I.P. A lot of Blizzard. Um, like Diablo's gone down the drain. My
Yeah.
God,
Now that you think about it, yeah.
yeah, fucking hell. Do you have, besides like Final Fantasy 14, what are your other favorite video games of all time?
Oh man, of all time. Okay, let me think about this one. Let me think. I know. Wait, now I don't. I love Pokemon, but who doesn't? It's literally the most profitable intellectual property ever made.
Yeah,
So I won't dwell on that. I love all Final Fantasy games. I've played every Final Fantasy except for one, two, three, and yeah, except for one, two, and three. Out
yeah,
of all the Final Fantasies, I think my favorite seven is obviously a masterpiece,
yeah,
but I want to say like Final Fantasy six. Yeah, Final Fantasy six is my favorite
yeah.
because of the class system. Also because I'm a singer, I really loved how
Hmm.
Celeste. I don't know if you ever played six. Did you play six?
I've played a few Final Fantasy games, like 7,
Okay.
12, 15, 14,
Well,
but yeah.
in six, the paladin is this like blonde girl, and she falls with the road, and there's like I don't know how the writers managed to do it,
Yeah,
but like they have to go into a theater and she sings a song about him.
yeah.
So that it's it's really dumb, but I kind of like that kind of stuff. So
That's the good
um
writing in the Final
yeah.
Fantasy games.
I also really love Bayonetta. Have you played
Yeah.
Bayonetta?
A friend of mine actually bought it for me for Christmas, so still need to play it. But it was on my
Dude, you
Steam
gotta
wish
get
list,
to Bayonetta.
so I am gonna play it. Now you said it, I'm
You
actually gonna download it probably today and then play it tomorrow.
It's a pretty quick game too, but the third one's coming out, so
Yeah, I saw
that
the
one's
trailer,
cool.
the Nintendo Direct. Or was it Nintendo Direct or was it Game Wars? I don't know, but yeah, they had the whole trailer, and they haven't put Bayonetta 2 on PC, which sucks. So if I play the first one, I'm gonna be like, fuck, I'm gonna probably have to buy a Wii U or a Switch or some shit just to play the second one.
You don't have a
I
Switch?
used to have a Switch. I
Oh man,
used to have a Lite, but I sold it because I wasn't using it because I have my laptop and everything.
dang.
And
Well, yeah.
um,
This the Switch is like I don't get consoles much because I play on my computer, but the Switch is that's the Switch and the PS2 are my favorite consoles.
yeah, the PS2 is probably up there for me. I have a fondness for the PS3 as well.
The
Um,
PS3 is fun because it was an experimental era for PlayStation, in my opinion, and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you like video games, I think you can like appreciate the things that they tried to do with it and see some of like the obscure games that came out and just kind of appreciate them.
Did you ever use PlayStation Home on PS3?
I didn't.
It
What was it?
it was
Jog my
like
memory.
Second Life but on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, I never used it, but did you?
Yeah, I dabbled in it. It was an interesting concept, so I was kind of interested in it because it was like originally PlayStation wanted to use it as like a hub thing for the PS3, so you'd load into the PS3 and you'd be like a person walking around and you'd basically start games off in this like 3D hub world, but it never caught on. It was like this weird like in the corner MMO game that Sony added to now and then, but it was interesting. I think as a concept. I think there's like patterns and stuff. Um, they might even bring it back or something, but I don't know. But hopefully they do. I'd love to try it again. If they bring it back.
See, that kind of stuff is cool. Like the PS3 and like a lot of video games of that era tried to do weird stuff that I think that they could actually pull off these days.
Yeah,
I just know the PS3 was held back from like a technical standpoint. It wasn't a bad console, but it was just hard to develop for.
yeah,
So,
yeah. It was the Xbox 360 was a lot easier to develop for.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I missed the PS3. I missed those days. Speaking about Final Fantasy, what did you think about 15? As it's a lot different to the other Final Fantasy games.
Well, I think Final Fantasy as a franchise is it's it's weird because it's such a niche sort of it plays in such a niche genre, but it's becoming so successful that I feel like the company is trying, like Square Enix is trying to find a way to make it speak to a wider audience.
Yeah,
So I think that's what 15 was. Like 15 started its development with an engine that it just wasn't made for.
yeah,
And it became a really bad game to develop for. Directors changed hands and they just kind of pushed it out. But
mm,
I think that it has a charm to it. Like I know that a lot of people were disappointed because they hype up Final Fantasy games so much, but I think like in retrospect, people are going to look back on 15 with some fondness because it's like it's a really endearing story to me. I think
mm,
it's really cute. I think the concept of like riding around in your car with your friends, trying to save the world
yeah, yeah,
is something I've never seen in a game before, like executed in that way. So I was like disappointed with the magic system and the combat system, but as a whole package, I think it did well considering all the things that went through.
yeah. I remember trying it out. I have a PlayStation downstairs, and I tried it out, and um, it was good. I enjoyed it, but I never really got into it. I have a problem with single player games and getting into them. But that's obviously just me. That's yeah. 15 was good. I played 12. I played the original 7, but never finished it. There's obviously the remake of 7. Um,
You've got to okay, Lou. I'm gonna
yes.
tell you now. You gotta finish 7 and then play the remake and then get
Alright,
back
okay.
to me.
Alright, okay. That's my homework. That's my homework for the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Oh god. But yeah, I think I need to delve further into the Final Fantasy rabbit hole. Um,
It's definitely a rabbit hole. If you got time like me, you can.
yeah. Uh, we'll see. um, right. Okay. Um, I have some questions from Dr. Platter.
What?
Um,
What?
yes. I, I was speaking to him about doing this interview, so he sent me a bunch of questions, and I took three of my favorite questions from. He's random like that. He sends random stuff. Like you should know by now. If you see his Twitter, he makes like random videos. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I've
um,
gotten that. This is funny. Okay.
okay, so supposedly you're a big Sonic fan. This is true.
Yes.
If you wrote a fan letter to him, what would you tell him?
To Sonic?
Yes, to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh God. Okay. Dear Sonic, please, please tell whoever made you to make Sonic Adventure 3 happen. We've been waiting for a
True.
long time. Um, Tails is a valid character and you have to respect him and give him more screen time. He's very smart and smarter than you, Sonic. And then also, I don't know, eat a chili dog. Sonic is a very simple guy. Like, I don't know what I would say to him. I want to talk to Tails. That's what
Hell
I'll
yeah,
say. Dear Sonic, forward
Tails is
this to
very good.
Tails.
I remember posting on Facebook like, ages ago, and it was a Sonic the Hedgehog post, and he replied to me. It was obviously their social media team, but I like to think it was Sonic the Hedgehog replying to me.
It was Sonic.
It was
Sonic uses Facebook.
yeah, it was about chili dogs actually, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I was like, wow, he replied to me. No way, Sega's most beloved mascot. Um,
Like, I think I like Sonic. I'm a big Sonic fan, obviously, because like I grew up with it, and
yeah,
I was the lucky one. I was one of the lucky ones to have Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 on
mm,
the GameCube. But like as an adult, I appreciate it because the franchise is so ridiculous now.
yeah,
Like if you just Google Sonic and go through the pages, it just becomes more and more of a hellstorm.
it does. I
And that's what
think.
I love about it.
What did you think about? Did you watch the movie? I assume you have watched the movie.
Okay. I keep seeing the movie on my streaming services and I don't know why. I want to click play, but there's just something in my
I'm
heart
gonna
that's
tell
not
you
ready
something
yet.
right now. The movie's actually quite good. I actually quite enjoyed
I
it.
know. I've heard that people like the movie, but I don't know. It's like me with wanting to get bangs. Like I want to do it, but it just never happens.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. You should definitely watch it at some point because it's actually alright.
Okay.
Like it does it.
You play Final Fantasy 7 and I'll
Oh,
watch the
okay.
movie.
Yeah, that's the deal. I'm virtually shaking hands with you. You
Okay.
can't see it, but yeah. Um, do you have so is Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 your favorite Sonic games?
Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite Sonic game, hands down.
Yeah,
Like, I have a hard time saying favorites on music and other video games, but Sonic Adventure 2 is my favorite because of Chow Garden.
Chow Garden. Yeah, I've seen your tweets about the chows and
Yeah. My tweets are either about music or like manic, psychotic ramblings about chows.
hell yeah. They're bringing out a new Sonic game, aren't they? So hopefully they'll bring back the chows in that one. Don't know if you've seen the new Sonic one, but it's just I think they only just announced it, so it's not like anything's
They,
concrete.
yeah, yeah. I'm always excited to hear a new announcement, but I'm pretty optimistic with a lot of games. But with Sonic, I'm
Yeah,
just like, okay, we'll
they don't exactly
see.
have the reputation after
Yeah,
after the car crash that was Sonic 06.
yeah. God,
Yeah,
they're still recovering.
yeah, Sega. God, they were on life support after that one.
Yeah, they
Uh,
are.
right. Another question from our favourite Norwegian. He has said, "What is in your YouTube recommended videos?"
This is great. Okay, let me just go ahead. Like, like, how should I, like, top five?
Like on basically on the front page of YouTube, what videos come up?
Okay.
What topics?
Um, Ruben Sim just exposed Roblox. Uh,
Wow, Roblox. Do you play Roblox?
no, I don't. Um, the logistics of airplane food.
Hell yeah, airplane food.
Universal Mind, Secret of the Ages, and the thumbnail is Freddie Mercury singing on top of a brain.
Wow, that's
I got some, some classic full plays of a city pop album.
nice.
Um, let's see. I'm trying to find like a good one. The Curse of Led Zeppelin.
Are there a lot of like music essays? I feel like that's what they
Yeah.
are. Yeah,
And then like video game lore, like a whole
yeah.
Bayonetta 2 lore video.
Oh hell yeah. We love lore videos, 2 hours long. And you're just like, oh, where's the time gone? I've watched the whole thing, but now I know everything about
Yeah.
this video game.
Yeah. It's just like anime, sometimes a drag queen,
Yeah.
true crime, and who knows what else. That's it. Music.
A lo- Recently, a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's stuff's been popping up on mine, and I don't know why. I think it's because I watched one video about the new Five Nights at Freddy's game, and well, my
Okay,
recommendation is just full of it, and I don't know why. It's just like,
it's yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's is weird. Like I never played it. I never got into it. I think I was too old for it when it came out.
yeah,
But on TikTok, I get like Five Nights at Freddy's thirst traps, and I'm like,
wow.
what did I do to get? This.
I actually have Five Nights at Freddy's TikTok stuck on as well. It's really weird. I don't know why. Like, it really wants to push it onto me. I don't know why. Like, all right, I'll become a Five Nights at Freddy's fan if you really want to. Internet,
Well,
if
it
you
works for me. I was like, maybe I should look up some lore
the
videos. Is
lore
there
video.
something about
I've
this?
actually seen. Actually, I'll admit I've watched some of the lore videos.
Are they
It's actually
good? Is it
quite
like
interesting. Yeah,
okay?
it goes deeper than you think. Um, I
I
heard
know that like they're like, are they like dead spirits living inside the animatronics?
kind of, yeah. It's quite convoluted. Um, I think you should. Game theories videos are good on it. Matt Pat,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
he does good videos on that. He'll give you the lowdown on the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. Um, uh, but yeah, my recommended videos are usually um, just like music, random Five Nights at Freddy's stuff popping up for no reason. Um, like let's plays of weird racing games because I love racing games.
Hey, do
Um,
people still make like a good old classic Let's Play?
um, like all the way through like separate episodes.
Like
Imagine,
me playing Need for Speed Part 1.
yeah, people do that still. It's not really people that used to do it. You know, like I'm trying to think off the top of my head. People I used to watch because that's all I used to watch, like Let's Plays. Obviously, there was PewDiePie, but I don't really
Yeah.
watch PewDiePie anymore. Um, and then that's all I used to watch as a kid. But nowadays, I don't know. I just watch a lot of random shit. Whatever,
Like
whatever.
one of my comfort videos is like finding like, some obscure unknown channel of just some guy chilling out or girl chilling out playing like whatever game that they love that I don't know anything about. And you don't see that a lot anymore. It's like always like highly produced, but that's just, competition sort of breeds that on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube nowadays is very it's a lot. There's a lot more thought I think has to go into it because back then you could just you do a let's play and there's more of a chance of you like getting loads of views through that. But nowadays you have to
Yeah.
like put a lot of effort into a video and there's still not even a chance that you'll blow up.
Yeah.
But
Tell me
yeah.
about it.
um, Speaking about YouTube very quickly, who were your favorite YouTubers growing up?
Hmm. Okay. There was one that they stopped posting as a channel, I think like 5 years ago, but I had stopped watching them for a while, but I did
Yeah.
see that announcement. It kind of broke my heart. They were called, I have to actually
I
confirm the name. Yeah, Super Best Friends Play.
think I've heard of them.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like four nerdy Canadian dudes,
Yeah.
and they have like a really, really deep knowledge of like fighting games and JRPGs,
Yeah.
and they would do really long-ended like playthroughs of like Shin Megami Tensei, Persona,
Mm.
like games that you may not see as much at that point in time. Um, Markiplier, just because I
Good old
thought he was
Markiplier.
really hot when
He's
I
still going very well.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, that guy is a behemoth in
Mm.
internet media. Um, Other than that, like I kind of like there was the one gaming channel, this girl named Manga Minx. I think like if you watch her videos now, they're kind of I don't know if I would
Yeah.
like them now. But yeah, like off the top of my head, those are the ones that I can think of. I watched a lot of YouTube when I was younger. I
Yeah.
mean, I
So
still do.
the amount of time I've probably put into YouTube, I don't even want to know. Like the amount of videos I've watched, it
I could
hurts.
learn a language with the amount of time I put into YouTube.
Exactly. Like I probably put more time into watching YouTube than I have like being in education. So like it's incredible. Like God. Okay. Last question from our friend Dr. Plector.
Okay.
He said, out of you and Prince, who was winning an arm wrestling competition?
I would win an arm wrestling competition. Prince would, but probably like call me ugly or something and untalented afterwards.
Yeah,
But I think I would win.
hell yeah. Fawn winning against Prince. R.I.P. Prince, obviously, but Fawn would
Yeah,
demolish
what a
him.
legend.
Yeah, God. But yeah,
I think I'm a bit more scrappy than Prince, but Prince is a lot more like, I don't know, untouchable. That's like if I could even touch Prince to get an arm wrestling
true.
competition in a world where he was still alive.
Yeah, I remember growing up listening to Prince's stuff, so it was sad to see him die. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. Sad
I have a
note.
question for you.
Yes, okay. I'm being interviewed.
Um, do you believe in aliens?
Do I? Kind of. I actually spend a bit of time looking up on Reddit r/UFOs. It really interests me, even though like 90% of it's fake. People just make it up. But I think the concept of there being alien life outside our planet is 100% real. Obviously, like we are not the only people. Like our planet is not the only planet to have life on. Like God no.
I I would agree. I would agree. I was
Um,
I was talking about aliens today with someone, and I was like, I'm gonna ask Lou if he believes in
yeah,
aliens.
yeah, yeah. Because I think on Mars they found like water and stuff, and I think when you have water, you're also gonna have like in the water you have like amoebas and shit like that. Like
Yeah.
so, I imagine there is life on Mars. Like ooh, spooky. Um, but yeah, aliens are probably real. UFOs are cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
never
a
seen
bad
one.
interviewer. I'm not like you, so that was
No,
that
that's
was
all
all I
good.
wanted.
That was a very interesting question. But yeah, that's the first time someone's ever asked me a question on the podcast, even though it's like the fifth podcast, but we got there in the end.
Have you
Um,
ever seen a ghost?
I have not seen a
Sorry.
ghost. No. Um,
I haven't either.
I think the concept of like obviously I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one because I think alien life is more likely than ghosts.
I would
Um,
agree. Yeah.
but I think most of the time it's just people hallucinating. But I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one because it's like they're dead, so they're obviously not alive. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. I think a lot of this ghost hunting stuff you see on like television and shit is 1,000% fake.
It's so
Like
boring too. Like I want it to be like real, but it's obviously not. Like there's sometimes I'll see something on the internet where I'm like, okay, there might be something here. But like the ghost hunting shows, yawn.
yeah, reality TV as a whole is a cesspool of shit.
Yeah.
Um, it's fallen off. I wouldn't say it was good in the first place, but it's fallen off drastically.
It's lost its luster.
Yes. Um, yeah. Thank you for talking to me, for. Um, is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap this interview up? Would you like to plug anything? Um,
Um, well, Omicron is on the rise, so as Discoholic would say, mask it or casket.
hell yeah,
Drink lots of water. Um, and thank you. This was fun. I had
hell yeah,
fun. So,
yeah. It's always nice to talk to people about stuff.
yeah.
I've actually started drinking more water recently. That was one of my New Year's resolutions, just to drink more water. Cause I never used to. I've been
Did
downing
you
those
did you drink
glasses.
like coffee, soda? What was your
I used to drink a lot of fizzy drinks. I could
fizzy drinks? That's a cute way to say it. We just say soda.
the English they say it's like soft drinks or fizzy drinks or but yeah, I used to drink a lot of like fizzy drinks and stuff like that. I've cut caffeine completely out. I
I
um
I can't do it.
yeah, it used to give me like really bad heart palpitations. Like it never used
Oof.
to, but then it started to give it to me really bad. I was like, I need to stop now. So I stopped it, and yeah, they've stopped now. But yeah,
After I make my EP, I'm gonna make a new pseudonym called Fizzy Drink.
hell yeah, I've influenced you in some way or some shape or form. Um, but yeah, thank you very much for joining me, Fawn. This podcast will be up on Spotify and YouTube, and I'm gonna work on putting all the podcasts up on SoundCloud as well at some point, and then eventually Apple Music and yeah, other podcast places. I don't know what they're called. But I mainly put it on Spotify and YouTube. That's where most people listen to stuff. Um, but yeah, thank you very much for joining me, Fawn. And
Thank
I'll
you for
see you.
having me.
It's all good. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for joining me. Goodbye.
Bye.